Hi guys, this is James, here with more commentary. Today we have a special guest, FIE referee Chris Lennon. Hi Chris, thanks for coming.
Hi James, thanks for having me.
Alright, well let's watch some fencing.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're having to press play on our YouTube streams at the same time, so it's a little awkward. So if you want to just tell me when to hit it.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
So have you watched this match before? I haven't seen it.
No, I haven't seen it.
So I'm not sure the order here, but I'm pretty sure that Highway Chen on the left for China.
Okay, versus Chung.
That would be Chung Su Lin, I'm pretty sure. Doesn't look like Harlem Chung.
Both left-handed.
Yeah. And Highway Chen is just like, he's a great fencer, but he's also like one of the nicest guys. Every time you see him in competition, like he's always smiling, he's always very friendly. Lovely fencer. Very relaxed Ira Foster for the Hong Kong fencer. Doesn't really look tense at all. This is tableau 16. It's quite early for two pretty strong teams to be meeting, really.
Yeah, round of 16, that's right. It's a hell of a match too, because this is, two Asian teams in an Olympic qualifying competition.
Yeah, they must have both been going through qualification. Lovely, though.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, Chen seems very cautious here, really. Not imposing himself on the match a lot. Again, this waiting a lot on this preparation, just inching forward, but nothing too aggressive.
Well, he comes at you. The Hong Kong fencer comes at you very strong.
Yeah, well, he's not afraid. He doesn't look afraid at all here. He's very confident. And yeah, again, like
Wow.
these are both excellent fencers. And for me, the Chinese fencer is just like there's no timing, there's no tempo to his attack here. He's just like, he's inching forward, not doing anything. And so the moment he moves, the Hong Kong fencer knows that that's the rhythm of attack, that's what he needs to deal with. It's just everything happens when the Hong Kong fencer decides, it's the same rhythm, the same...
Just like here.
Forward.
Very much same.
Like, there's no surprise there.
Easily pulls him short. And then...
Yeah.
Now that's unpredictable.
Yeah.
That attack, he's all over the place, swinging around.
Yeah. I do like how he pushed aggressively to the end there, then he slowed down, got himself under control again, but he didn't get stuck. He didn't just get trapped inching forward doing nothing. He actually went and launched his attack. It was very good. Yeah, I'll have to apologise. I don't know the fencers from either of these countries well. I've seen a few of their results. So I think we're guessing a little bit at which fencer is which on these teams, aren't we?
Yeah.
I think on the left here for China, this is probably Meng Kai Huang. Probably his first pronunciation, if that's not right. Yeah, he's gotten a bunch of good results last season. Actually, I think consistent 32s and 16s World Cups. But I haven't seen too much of his fencing. I'm interested to watch this actually.
The fencer on the right is new to me.
For me, that would be a yellow card to Wang. I left referee got it off.
For core.
For Justin.
Jostling, okay.
Yeah, that maybe on video the whole section as well. I wasn't watching too closely the other bit.
The fencer on the right is actually reminding me a lot of Chermisanov for some reason. There's something about him that's just, it seems.
The hand position probably. The hand position forward there, I bet. Yeah, and a very he's keeping his torso very far back here on the attack. Actually. So at the moment, he's probably looking to draw something, just looking to draw a counter attack. Hanging smart to it. And yeah, both of them very much looking for a second intention there. Like it.
Ooh,
Patience.
very nice. This is very much a change of pace from the first match.
Yeah, this Hong Kong fans are much more cautious.
We go from all action to a cagey match.
Very, very defensive there, yeah.
But that really suits Hong Kong. They're 6-0 up, so it's really on China to come back for it. Ooh.
Yeah, lovely action there from playing. Just taking an extra beat, seeing what Hong Kong did. Very nice match there. Oh, edge of the timing. There was a lot left on that.
Mm. Don't really see a clear winning fencer here. Seems pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, they both seem to be just running at each other, really. I'm waiting for one of them to try and create some kind of timing or some hit. Both of them seem content just to move up and down the piece, see if they can see if one person makes a mistake, really. So I like this response to the line from Wang. Like, it's a bit of an unfortunate miss, really. There, I think the Hong Kong fans could land better across.
Very much.
Wang is putting out that line, and the Hong Kong fencer, he's just hanging down.
What's that, Chris? Sorry, you cut out.
Very safe. Yeah, I can see a name on the back here. So this must be Susan Chung actually from Hong Kong. That may have been Kalong there before, actually.
Ah, okay. He takes a nice, not panicked approach.
Yeah, that probably wasn't Highway Chen we were watching before. Then that was probably Chen Li, I imagine, or Wu Bin. There was that.
Well, they'll all be making appearances anyway, so we'll see them.
Yeah, so we'll get a good idea as the match goes on.
Yeah, you were saying that he's got like a not panicked, like slow approach to the line.
Yeah.
When he sees it.
Yeah, he seems very interested in keeping a wide distance. Just holding back and seeing what Wang is going to threaten.
I think that last one was a bit unlucky.
Oh, lovely hit. Yeah, that was a wonderful hit.
That's a weapon straightening hit right there.
Yeah, indeed. I think Wang lost his feet there a little bit. It was quite fortunate for the David knocked target. First fence was pretty rushed. Quite late for a video call.
For covering, it looks like.
Yeah.
Who would say now it's too late? I like the way that his glove matches his shoes. That's nice.
Look at that. Oh yeah. Yeah, those the yellow Nikes. They came out around 2012. It's like no card.
No card. Maybe he just wanted a bit of time. Like you said, it was kind of late.
Yeah, and again, the Hong Kong boxer calling for that judgment next to a four. Referee's being very generous on the body contact here, which I don't entirely disagree with either. Like a bit of rough and tumble is kind of fine. Law of the jungle, let them fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rate that decision by the Hong Kong fencer. Leave the fight, did a good job there. Get back out.
Yep, they stalled it out. They've still got a lead.
Looks like the Chinese team are doing a substitution. Choi on here now.
Interesting.
This is the Choi. I'm pretty sure that you're watching that other video we were talking about with fencing race in Lincoln.
Ah, yeah, he is the guy.
Yeah, he did good last season. I like his fencing. So this would have been before, because he had a great result at Shanghai and a great result at World. This would have been before both of those, I suspect.
Okay. I'm
sure a lot of people are taking notice of him now.
Yeah, but here he would be a total unexpected wild card.
Well, I'm sure they're aware of them, especially in like two Asian teams. Both teams know each other pretty well. I imagine they would have fenced in their regional events. But yeah,
that's a good point.
Probably not as well known as he is now.
We'll see if the other team can keep the crazy in a box.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I think lovely. Back to the right. One thing I think you tend to see more with the Asian teams, like they, of course, in their training they put a lot of focus on their footwork, and you really tend to see them maintaining the distance more. You compare it to European, American teams, you tend to see a lot more disruption of the distance. You see people moving in and out, especially when defending. You see surrendering of the attack, and you see people looking for takeovers on the change. Whereas the Asians, you tend to see more of a like impending doom style, just like small step march down the entire piece. And when you have two Asian teams here, you see them just move each other one way up and down the entire piece. I think in distance terms it can get quite monotonous. This fight though, we're seeing a lot more movement. That's not attack now.
The cameraman's getting as much as the work out of the oh wow, okay, right. Looks like Choi isn't the only unusual offence here on the piece.
I'm wondering, are we in time with here actually? I'm at 12:42.
Let me pause. 12:42?
Yeah.
Okay.
12:49 now.
12:49?
A little ahead of you.
Let me just hop up and I'll match up to where you are.
Slightly out there.
Okay, I'm at 12:49.
Alright, cool.
3, 2, 1, go.
Wait, I didn't hear it go there. Should I try again?
Oh shit, sorry, I must have cut out. Back to
no worries.
Back to 12:49.
Yeah, sure.
3, 2, 1, go.
Alright. Yeah, after I just said that, both of them both been bringing out a lot of interesting actions here. That's an interesting call from the referee. There's definitely a stop from the Hong Kong fencer, but it's whether the Chinese fencer went in time. Choi clearly believes he restarted his attack first. The first one I was inclined to agree with Choi, actually. I thought it was attack right, personally.
A question, if you don't mind, Chris. Do you think there's an inclination to give against more unorthodox fencers?
Against more unorthodox fencers?
Yeah, for those kind of calls.
I'm not sure. I think generally, like, refereeing is pattern recognition. Like, priority is rewarded to actions you're familiar with, things you're used to seeing. So yeah, in that way, really like it. In that way, I think yeah, there's maybe a slight bias against them, but better referees are used to seeing new things. I had a conversation with
Great distance there.
top referees in the world earlier this year. So I love it. And I remember them telling me essentially like every World Cup, especially when they were starting, like they would see new things from the senior fencers, and then they would make the calls in the match. They'd go back and they'd sit in the hotel that night, and then they'd think about it, and next competition they'd come back understanding it better. So I think there's also the better referees have seen a lot of the weird stuff of some of these unconventional fencers, and they're more familiar with it.
Yeah, well, good point. They've seen it all.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I've heard a few coaches say things like there's nothing new in fencing. There's just things people have forgotten, right? Like everything's been done at some point. Someone.
Oh, the footwork in this bout is on a whole other level. I've never seen stuff like it. Ooh. Oh, that could have been disaster.
But I actually really like the fencing of this Chinese fencer, especially compared to the other two. I feel like he's when he's being attacked, he's imposing himself a lot more. He's making himself a lot more difficult to.
Oh yeah, much more aggressive compared to the others from earlier.
Yeah, but again, like we're ending up with this passive mark, which I don't think is good for him. Losing vulnerable to those attacks in preparation. It's a little bit better. There's more of a flow to it. Yeah, he's trying to draw that counter attack. Well, unfortunately, getting off target there. That was pretty nice design. Oh, lovely hit.
Just the footwork. I love this. It's amazing.
A little foolish by Choi, I think. He'd been broadcasting that he wanted to draw the counter attack for like the last three actions, and Choi went to the counter anyway. But very good Texas to land the point as well.
They're really running out of time now, actually.
Yeah, I think it was a 3-point lead for Hong Kong going into this fight, so haven't changed too much yet. Oh,
Bang.
Bit of a lapse in concentration at that last moment, I think.
That is just like the start. It looks great.
Yeah.
Yep, they managed to hold on to that lead that they got from the first match.
So I know Hong Kong are currently ranked high in the world. I'm not sure who at this point going into this match would have actually been the favourite. But I think China has seen a bit of a drop off on there, and they had that super team. Oh, hello, Yante Ma. Okay, I was just about to mention they had that super team of Jianpei Ma, Sheng Lei in the year 2020, leading up to 2012.
Yeah, the folks they got from the Beijing Olympics.
But yeah, I think Jianpei Ma returns to the circuit this year. Jianpei being a previous world number one. Fantastic fencer. Used to have one of the best broken time fleshes out there.
It's good to see the.
I do wonder. Yeah, go on, sorry.
It's good to see some people come out of retirement. When Clyburn came back, I was delighted.
Yeah, of course, Jianpei Ma, Jim Clyburn. These kind of fencers who I think are being brought back to help their teams qualify, maybe, or maybe they just want to get back. They've obviously still got it.
Yep. These are all a lot of very tall fencers in both teams.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, all the Chinese fencers, if you get a Chinese fencer in your pool, it tends to be this, 6 foot something giant. Usually very catchy, good.
Oh, there's a yell.
Bit of impatience there from there.
Yeah. Yeah. Looks like it's going to be one of the slower ones again. Ah, no, it's given the other way. Consistency.
Yeah, nice and... Yeah, no, I don't... If they give this attacking prep to Mara, I think this March in the Hong Kong fencer is very greedy. He's not doing anything. He's just like bouncing in place, waiting.
Oh, it is. But I'm very much on the slow side, yeah. Looks like he's mixed it up a bit, a little hoppier. Once again, a bit of stalling, but it's still favouring Hong Kong at 18-13, so it's on Ma to come for him.
And again, example not just accelerating into a counter attack.
That was just like what you said earlier with the samey march.
Yeah, I said like, and it can be good. Can be good to score stuff. Okay, a little bit of a freebie for man.
Yeah.
I think this is the third time I've seen this Hong Kong fencer make a priority mistake like that. He made another one in one of the previous matches as well, where he thought the fencer stopped. Seems to not quite have the feeling right on those actions, especially on the referees who attack in the middle. But again, I'd be very concerned by Ma. I rate that decision much better. Just finish short, switch to defensive. Don't try and force the attack in. You can sort out that a few times now.
He learned from that counter-attack earlier.
Yeah. And again, attacking preparation very... Ooh. Surprising call from the referee.
Especially considering the others.
Video review? Yeah. For me, I don't think we'll rewind with how awkward it is.
Oh, it would be horrible to rewind. Yeah.
I'd be curious about the replay of that action actually. They could watch it and have a look themselves. For me, it looked like Champe began on the preparation, but that was only my first watch, and the referees had a much better view than me, of course.
What time are we at now? Around 22 minutes. We can come back later, maybe.
Yeah, I've got 22 minutes 30 right now.
Perhaps at the end of the match. Be nice to get another look at it.
Yeah.
And now, once again, we're back to the theme of big lefties. Chung Kai Long. Probably the strongest member of the Hong Kong team, although
yeah, for sure.
Choi did get some nice results. Classic technical problems.
Yeah.
They never stop.
You don't tend to see them at these competitions, but sometimes in the later rounds because they tend to control what they get out, but I'm not sure they would have been controlled in the last 15 here.
Ah, right. Was that the ground or the foil?
Yeah, I think that was the ground, just as it was taking the blade there.
Hong Kong really have benefited from getting their new French coach, it would seem. Nice finish.
Yeah, well, they've had a last chance. They had a the Federation had a big influx of money a few years ago, and I think they really used it effectively. It was, I think they hosted an Asian Championship or something like and made a lot of money off it.
Ah.
They've been really effectively using it. Also culturally and in their sports setup with the sports schools, I think they have a really great setup for training. Well, we can
It's paying off. That was a nice counter-attack.
China team here, just because. Yeah, I'm not sure they have anyone on his level really. I'm interested to see Chen v Chung at the end, but I'd be concerned if they're not giving them an equal scoreline going into that match at least. I'd say Parafoss for the right. Yeah, referee agrees.
Yeah,
told him not to video it.
They don't have a big anchor sort of fencer to drop in against Chung, so they need to get the lead back, which is a shame because it's currently 23-14. So we got to see something here.
Yeah.
Probably not in this match, but in some match.
Yeah, it'll be the next bout. Yeah, so these bout 5 and bout 6 in team matches are often the critical bouts. Because here you would have for the team who are in the they'll be in the 1-2-3 order, the Hong Kong team. Wonderful feeling. This will be Chung fencing the number 2 for China. The Chinese number 2, and then Chen next will go up against the Hong Kong number 2, which I know is a big choice. And those are critical bouts really to kind of try and even the score as much as you can before the final 3.
Mm.
Oh,
wow. Here's the point. He just comes at you.
Yeah, I was just thinking that Chung had overcooked that a little. But his ability to finish for the close is amazing. I remember he came to visit London a few years ago in the lead up to Paris, I think, with the Hong Kong squad. I remember fencing him, and his ability to post is incredible.
But yeah, especially for such a big guy, one of the few fencers like Miles Chanley Watson who can actually be more dangerous up close, which is horrifying.
I thought his first hit of this match was actually the stereotypical Chung hit. Really, it's like that march, feeling like he's so close that surely you can counter-attack it, and he just drops in with a soft hand.
Oh, you super soft hand, really relaxed.
Yeah. It's interesting. They've got Huang going on their last bout as their finisher. But that isn't that uncommon, of course. To have like quite often the higher ranked fencer, the inverted commas better fencer on a team is not the anchor. You see a lot of teams with that being the case.
Yeah. It's a funny thing, teams. You just have to kind of find the formula. Sometimes it's kind of counterintuitive. Like Joffik being the anchor for the German team. He's currently...
I think Peter Joffik could be the anchor for pretty much any team.
Yeah.
With the wealth of experience.
But I mean to say he's... the other two are ranked higher than him. Just to your point.
Oh, yes, yeah. But
he's clearly the choice.
Two fences. Another example, of course, is France with Erwan Lefaucheux. In my opinion, one of the best team fencers in the world. I think pretty much any team, no matter where he's ranked, would take him as their anchor because he's just like in the team event, he's incredible.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, lent to it.
Ooh. Ooh. Well, this one's not going to go to time.
Yeah. So there was a little hesitation from Wang there. And yeah, choice started at the right time.
It's pretty consistent, really, yeah. He's got to be careful at the end there. This is he was dangerously close to making the same mistake from the other bout with Bowden and stepping off the piste with his back foot and instead of his front foot and falling off the end.
Yeah, with the back foot there.
He's an inch away there, so he's got to watch out.
I feel like,
oh, I don't have that one. Very
you
glad to find that.
You were looking for in line clips. There's a very nice one there for you.
There, and it was quite good. Yes, that's excellent.
Bit of an unfortunate miss there for Choi. I think he had the distance and he had the time.
He wants
his point.
He wants a mask.
I'm not convinced that he's going to get a card covering and the head lift up. For those of you who don't know, the general FIE guidance on how to know if something is covering with the mask is to follow the line of the spine. So if you imagine you're drawing a stick figure or something and you put the head, and you had a straight line going from the base of the spine all the way up to the head. If the head is angled forward, so it's no longer in line with the spine, then that would be covering with the mask. But if the head is angled in line or upwards, it's fine. So this is why if you take a really deep lunge and your head is still in line with your spine, but it has to be covering some of your target, that is not covering with the mask. It's a natural position. That's actually when you dip your chin forward. Trying to describe that is a little bit difficult. I think that may have been another line call. I wasn't concentrating, I'm afraid. So.
This is a real gold mine. That's a great heuristic. I'd never heard that before.
Yeah. So might be a helpful indicator. I'm just vaguely looking at the action. It's very much looked like the Hong Kong fences. I think Wang is saying that
trying to argue for the lunge, getting rid of it.
Before the hit. No, the hit's been given.
That's good. I'd love to see it. Two point and line touches in one team round. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and I think part of the reason it's chewing up the Chinese fencer is just because his choice of how to deal with it here. He's not like the Hong Kong fencer earlier, who was engaging the blade before moving. This time he wants to move in distance and take the blade as he goes. Take the blade as he accelerates forward. It puts him in a risky place.
That was one hell of a flick. Shame it was off target.
It was, yeah. We'd love to see it then.
He's trying for a line again, but if you get caught with it twice, you're never gonna get it a third time. Wow, it's very much looking not good for China. They're down 11 points.
A good position on backline there from Wang. I think a lot of fences when they get to the backline, if you show them with drawn hand, they are very likely to counter attack. So just holding the hand back, finishing shorts, I think it's a very good decision.
Yeah.
Wang's being a lot more wary now of that attacking preparation.
Yeah, unfortunately for China, aggression doesn't seem to have been paying off for them.
No, not at all.
And Choi has the good sense to, if it's stalling, then he just goes with the stalling because it helps. Ooh.
This is one thing, just on the back line, seeing, great counter attack.
Bang.
Full fast step backwards and then dropping back over. Great. Yeah, one thing you do notice with the Hong Kong sets is they tend to be very, very good on the back line, thinking really deep into these deep squats on the back.
Once power passed. He would very much rather get it finished here.
And no video review there because he already used his video review.
For the covering call, yeah, that's right. Or rather, the not covering call.
Yeah. Yeah, so you only get one in a,
I would have loved to see... Oh no, it is! I would love to see if that was actually called point in line or if he just, you know, called it attack no one lie.
Yeah, well, one line anyway.
Yes, exactly.
Check on the interview. It's about to be 34:11.
Oh, so wait, you want to do the time again?
Yeah, I'm just wondering a bit. I'll pause mine at 34:20, I guess.
34:20. Yeah, it's strange. Well, I'm pretty damn sure we start off synchronized, but it must be the internet latency type shit or something, because...
Yeah, exactly. Something like this.
I'm at
I'm good to go.
34:20? You said? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. A lot of pressure for China. 10-point deficit. And it's the 7th leg, so things are getting pretty serious.
This is going to have to happen. Okay. Yeah, and I have a lot of questions about the priority understanding of this Hong Kong fencer again.
Yeah, that was pretty clear. From what I understand,
you never know. Sorry, go on.
Asian like countries and teams tended to sort of construct their fencing programs or systems from a great deal of video review, or so I've heard, or just like watching videos, not so much a hugely detailed priority discussion. So that might be a reason.
Yeah,
especially if he's an older fencer.
Myself, I'm not sure if I'm honest. But yeah, the others seem pretty solid. But yeah, some pretty clear mistakes. But you never know. There are plenty of fencers who know it themselves, but like in the heat of the moment, they argue.
Ah, yes.
So you've never experienced that.
I wonder if we'll see more of those great infighting hits from him. He's super good for bringing it around the top, as I recall from the earlier match. He does remind me a lot of Cheremisanov. Okay, now it's a 9-point deficit. It's an improvement.
Yeah, I mean, the match is very much with the weak versus again the exact same mistake, the exact same action as the first hit. So a little bit foolish to start 2 points away a bit. But I don't.
I think it was a bit unlucky.
It seems to me both. I'm not sure if the fence are being unimaginative or just or they're scared, I guess. But like for me, neither fencer in this bout throughout the match has seemed very comfortable being that creative in their fencing. It's very much just like the Hong Kong fence now. It's just push, try and finish.
Yep.
And the Chinese fencers just go back, try and parry them with that. Not like there hasn't been a lot of creativity really.
Yeah, very much the same thing happening again and again.
And there's no whether that's a result of them being nervous, them not wanting to weaken their team position, or whether it's how they fence essentially. It's not. There are some fencers who fence that style very, very well. The Hong Kong Long Chung being a good example of it, having that incredibly imposing march. Nice sense of the moment. He's not creating anything, he's just waiting.
Look at that. Patience. Very impressive patience. Waited for him to make a mistake, and he did.
Nice flip,
But the other guy really needs
I
to
definitely would
take
have
some
liked to see
initiative.
the Chinese fencer, yeah, change the distance, try and create some timing, do something.
Attacking works well enough there, so we'll see if he can sort out some kind of attacking strategy. This is a very interesting march. I'm not sure I've seen anything quite like that before.
Step forward preparation.
He got a little too happy there.
Well, yeah, a little bit too exciting.
Very nice. Just comes right back in.
And this is better. Like that line seems to have given the Chinese fencer something a little bit more comfort in this bout.
Oh, very good.
Again.
It's a shame we only started fencing like this in the last 20 seconds.
Yeah. It's a little bit more confidence finally. He's found the time. I reckon he's going to try and draw out the attack here. Look for that pair across, take some distance. 2 seconds to still walk away.
That's still good result for Hong Kong, though.
It's a big gap for the Hong Kong team.
Not quite what was needed.
Work left to be done.
Yep, here we go. The second to last match.
Yeah, this is a Chunyan Rai Choi.
Who would have thought that Hong Kong would be so far up above China even a short while ago? It's so impressive.
I think in my head I see Hong Kong as a stronger team than China. I think the results this year, they've been making podiums.
Oh yeah, for sure, this year for sure.
Interesting.
Alright, now we have the veteran against Choi.
So Zhang Fei Ma was a former world champion. Did he win a world championships?
I'm not too sure.
World number 1 at one point. Really top fencer. I remember around 2013, 2014. And before that, I get also, of course. Yeah, really excellent fencer.
He's certainly, he's almost got some Chung-like speed on his attack there in that last point. It was certainly going well for him to start off.
He's struggling to get a. Yeah, I felt like he struggled to get a rhythm of this match. Maybe he's starting to feel it. Okay. Really nice. You saw like some slight changes in speed there on his march, just a slight acceleration, slowing down, and at the end there he
just mixing it up. Yeah, and Choi just.
Yeah, much better attack than the last.
He knows attacking is their only shot.
Same punch, same line. So these moments are always funny. Like Zhang Fei Ma wants a yellow card for covering with the mask, but he's standing where he wants on the pitch. and Choi wants it to be point. But
Yeah, he wants to come back on guard, exactly. Oh, the card comes out. Pretty big for
so
China.
I'm pretty sure that's covering the shoulder target.
Yeah, tipping over kind of like a teapot.
Yeah, there seems to be some variation between referees on whether they call that or not, but I kind of agree.
He got a call against him in the Bowden match at least, so it's a bit of a problem for him.
It's a strong action though, very strong action to cover that shoulder. Ma just steps off the side there, so just put it back and meet it.
Again, Ma standing there, Choi going to the line.
Yeah, I think Choi's saying that the sound they heard wasn't the blade; it was Ma hitting his mask.
Very expressive in a fencing mask is Choi.
There was also Choi being off the. Choi was near the edge of the piece there. The end of that last action, there's possibility getting many steps off.
He might have been off the side. A lot of potential in this video review then.
Yeah, a few things to look at here. I'm really liking how Ma's attacking in this bout. Seems to be having a much easier time finding his rhythm. Fire postage.
Ooh, that was nice. Just went back and parried. Oh, he almost made the same mistake with the back foot again at the end there. That was so close.
So Choi is saying there were two blade contacts. It was hard feet attack, then Choi's parry, I think. They don't have any video reviews.
So
no video reviews.
Ref tells him.
For me, I think fortunate. I think that's all may have been correct. I think that's fire across right. But you know,
Can't waste your video reviews like that. That's.
Yeah.
Well, definitely lucky for China because they can't afford to lose any points.
Yeah. I don't actually feel like Choi has many very important counter Ma attack. If you notice the timing of the counter attack he's been launching, he's essentially been choosing to launch his attack on Ma's lunge. So he's waiting for the lunge and he's trying to close the line. And this time he goes for a pair of posts. Didn't let that work.
Doesn't quite work. And that's not good because then he's going to lose confidence in that and take away an option from him. Oh wow, that was incredible. What a counter attack. Just hit and then smack his hand out of the way.
So that is very tough. Yeah. I'm shooting in just a little bit too quick there, giving away that power cross.
Yeah.
We're back to where Troy's uncomfortable again. He's just moving backwards. Oh.
A flash. Oh, yeah.
Man knows it. That really should have been a hit. He had the time. He had the distance. A little bit rushed against the end, I feel. I feel like something I've said in this team match has been interesting in general. It's he seemed to struggle to find his rhythm the entire bout. He's had moments of brilliance.
Yeah.
Through the middle of that bout where I thought he was great, but then also struggled in other times. A lot of work to do here for China. I feel like this is Chung's dream bout, really.
Yeah.
Like nice long lead.
Massive lead.
He can press slowly. He can take time. No. Very effective for that.
Bit inactive on the back.
Yeah, I think that's the first time we've seen a single tempo attack on the back line. Actually, score a point. Attack to the left for me. So 3-3, yeah. And again, attack left. Even with 2 lights, for me, that would still be attack left.
I agree. That's momentum for you. Oh, that was so good. Bang, gets it on for just a split second.
That's probably not going to get that one yet. Yeah, no malintent there, just slipped over a little bit.
Probably a good call to go for video on.
That's exactly right there, but I'm not entirely surprised by that goal. Yeah, I mean, Chung is just waiting for that bounce backwards where he can lunge in. You have to tie that absolutely perfectly. Obviously, it would be very important for China if this ball was turned over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And it is.
They didn't quite find the moment.
It's like gaining 2 points.
And again, the Chinese fencer is taking a slow preparation at the start there, taking just a couple of steps, and then quickly see what's going on because he's very confident he can get the time with the freeze. Now, I would look hard to Hong Kong. Like Chinese fencer is trying to land his riposte, and he gets the contact stops him from doing so. I think it's quite generous to let him off that, really.
Mm.
I felt like the line was out for long enough there. I'm not sure what there could have been a few reasons though. Maybe they're saying the arm wasn't straight enough. Maybe they're saying the point was offline. We can't really see that from the side angle. Yeah, I think I was from Chung that there wasn't full line there.
Great activity from China. Bang.
Well, this is becoming a bit of a match now.
This is a comeback, yeah.
Yeah.
I was suddenly remembering the reason why this match is so hyped up.
Cameraman seems to have forgotten to turn.
Cameraman having a nap.
Luckily, doesn't look like we missed anything. All good.
So 117, that's plenty of time to come back, but it would have to be without throwing any points, so that's pretty tricky.
I think this is a common time where a lot of fencers make a mistake in team matches. They see 1 minute on the clock and they feel like they have to rush. Like
They start to panic.
2 or 3 points back, and with 15 seconds to go, and spend the whole minute scoring 1 or 2 good points. Just taking the time. Oh, very lucky.
Oh,
Very lucky.
oh yeah, look at him, he's devastated.
Yeah. Thing is, when the fence is accelerating that fast, if you go with a straight arm lunge fairly late, like Chung did there, there's a chance those bounce outs can happen. Again, the reprise of the attack. Excellent counter attack.
Wow, this is an absolute roll. That was in 10, 12 seconds. So exactly like you're saying, no need to panic.
Yeah, quite. I'm doing great work here, really good. And it's a good time by Chung to change his foil. Reset the momentum of the back.
Absolutely. A tremendous time.
Oh,
Ooh. They're definitely going to call for video on that one.
that's a very justified shot. Yeah, calling video now for the back line. I think his was still on. There are lots of little highlight photos and videos of Solomon Chung on the back line.
Oh yeah, it's his second home, the back line. He's up there with Maxime Potty for perhaps some of the best actions off the back line.
Oh, he went off the back. He went off back. We were mistaken.
Good video from China. A lot of good videos from China.
Yeah.
Now he's going to... The coach understandably disagreeing. But sure, he would have disagreed if he had fallen 3 feet off the back line. You know how coaches are.
Oh, excellent counter. And this is the risk you play when you're doing a very hesitant march.
Wow, I think Chung is mentally shaken.
For me, attack left. Yeah.
I think his head has been totally taken away by that.
Again, attack left for me.
Oh, yeah. See, why would you go in the middle and do the same thing? His focus is.
Yeah.
He should probably change his foil now.
Fire across right.
But look at this. It's 44-42 to China.
43 now. I think you might be slightly behind me.
Oh yeah, 43. Want to pause? I think we're relatively lined up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think we're lined up. What a huge comeback.
I just saw the final hit.
But this is why this match is so good. It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
No.
The referee even held up his left hand. But he's like...
There's no tip in the foil. There's no tip in the foil, which means, like, the foil wasn't able to go off and the point is disallowed. So the match isn't over. We're still 44-43. Wow.
I'm sure that the Chinese box is outraged. But
Well, this is a very
it's a fair call.
Tough moment now for playing the Chinese fencer. It's very hard to
He's won, yeah, and now he's not won.
back to fencing again. Yeah, hard to get extra hit. Sports psychologists call it running through the finish line, not just running up to the end, but running past, going for more hits. We'll see if he's able to do that. Wang looks like frantic.
Yeah, and Chung looks a lot better.
Yeah, it's not the car. Yeah, he's there was like he was energetic before, but there was control to it. He looks frantic right now to me. Oh, yeah, you weren't seeing balls like this and getting tangled like this before. I think now's the time to go backwards. Personally, I don't think Chung has demonstrated he can actually attack well. Yeah, finally.
It's 9 seconds. Yeah, time to run away.
Well. Oh my god. I'm not sure I rate that decision personally.
That was a bad decision. Now it's tied up and they have all the time in the world. Overtime.
Wow, what a match. Back and forth. Priority to the left.
Oh.
Oh,
The hypertension is getting to me.
straight with that one. Wow.
Yeah, that's a bout.
That's fire across to bring it to an end.
So I think this is probably one of the best team competitions of the entire year.
Like the competition overall, or that bout, do you mean?
That bout, I mean, because the comeback is just
Yeah.
unbelievable. And then at 44 points, his foil, it's just so much high drama.
Fantastic match. I think for me, I mean, like, I'm not spoiled myself for spoil, but like, for me, the best match of the year was probably the Hungary against Korea men's sabre World Cup.
Oh yes, that was a real zinger as well.
So that was a great match there as well. It was really nice to see some fences I'm not used to seeing fence either, actually. Like, very impressed by I think it was Huang, the Chinese finisher.
Now there's an anchor, yeah, what a comeback.
Yeah, no, fantastic. It was nice to see Jean Ma when he was fencing well there. I thought he looked really imposing. You could see why he used to be so great, but like at the same time, I didn't feel like we saw the best of him. But yeah, no, really respectful match. Yeah, thank you very much, Dave.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Chris. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was really fun. Nice to watch fencing, especially when we're all trapped in the house here. Wishing we could be out there doing it. Yeah, thanks very much for the call.
Bye.
Bye.